Hi, 7th grade. Welcome to lesson 1-9, divide rational numbers. I can divide rational numbers is what I want you to be able to confidently say by the end of this lesson. So explore it. The number line shows the movement of a glacier that retreats 8 meters every year. So we start at 0. That's our position now. In 1 year from now, it will have retreated 8 meters. In another year, it will retreat a total of 16 meters. We're retreating, we're going back, so it's negative. Then 24, then 32. But if we think about what it was in previous years, 4 years ago we had 8 more than we did before. 2 years ago we had 16 more, 24 more, and 32 more. So I want you to try A and B on your own. We'll do C together. How could you use division to represent the yearly change over the glacier's position over the next 4 years? So part A is talking about 4 years from now. I want you to write a division equation. Part B, how could you use division to represent the yearly change in the glacier's position over the past 4 years? So B, you're doing 4 years ago. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to go over it. Okay, so in the next 4 years, it's going to retreat a total of 32. So retreating is negative 32. We're going to divide it by how many years is about to pass, which is 4. And our answer is going to be negative 8. For part B, 4 years ago, we had 32 more meters than we do now. And we're dividing by, this time, negative 4, because it was 4 years in the past, which still gives us an answer of negative 8. Remember our rules. A negative divided by a positive is equal to a negative. So let's do our number line. Suppose the glacier retreated 8.25 meters every year. Draw a number line to represent this movement. So we've got our line. Here's 0. 1 year passes. We go back 8.25. So that means we are at negative 8.25. Then we go back 8.25 again. Since we're going back 8.25 twice, we can add 8.25 plus 8.25 to get us 16.5. So here we are at negative 16.5 because we're still going backwards. If we went another year, we're doing this repeated addition, back 8.25 again to land us at negative 24.75. Focus on math practices. If the number of meters the glacier retreats each year changes, does it affect the signs of each part of the division statement in part A? Well, no, because it's still going to be retreated. So it's still going to be a negative number divided by the amount of years, which will be positive. And we know a negative divided by positive is a negative. Next page. Example number 1. Divide a negative number by a positive rational number. So last lesson we did integers. We were dividing integers. Now we're going to do rational numbers, which includes decimals and fractions. So just taking it one step further. Yumiko has a drip hose attached to a rain barrel for her garden. The water drains from the rain barrel at a constant rate. What is the change in volume of the water after 1 minute? So here we have, in our picture, it says it goes negative 3 3/5 gallons in 6 total minutes. So we're trying to figure out how much it drains in 1 minute. So they use the number line to represent the change in volume, but I want to focus more on what's in the box to the right. It says use rules for multiplication. How are we going to get to multiplication? Well, we have negative 3 3/5 divided by 6. The first thing they did was took this mixed number and turned it into an improper fraction by getting mad. Remember, -3 3/5. You multiply 3 times 5 and add 3. So 3 times 5 is 18, plus 3 is 18. Sorry, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. So we have -18/5 and divided by 6/1. Next, we're going to do what you guys are used to calling stay, change, flip. The first fraction is going to stay. The second, the division is going to change to a multiplication. And the third fraction is going to flip. So we keep -18/5, stay. Then we change the division to a multiplication. And then we flip the fraction. 6/1 becomes 1/6. Two numbers whose product are 1 are multiplicative inverses or reciprocals. This is a good vocab word. Multiplicative inverses or reciprocals. So like we learned last lesson, or when we were multiplying rational numbers rather, 2 lessons ago, multiply straight across. -18 times 1 is -18. 5 times 6 is 30. And we reduce by 6 to get -3/5. So the change in the volume of water after 1 minute is -3/5 gallons. Let's try it. Suppose that the volume of water in the rain barrel decreased by 4 5/8 gallons in 4 minutes. What will be the change in the volume of water after 1 minute? So they want us to fill out this box here. They already have it over 8, but we are using this number, 4 5/8. So we're going to get mad. 4 5/8. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 5 gives us 37. So then we're going to use stay, change, flip. We're going to stay -37/8, change to a multiplication, and flip the second fraction. Multiply straight across. 37 times 1 is 37. 8 times 4 is 32, which they already have for us. But this is an improper fraction. So we're going to change it into a mixed number. We know 32 goes into 37 once, and we're looking to find out how much is left over. So 37 minus 32 gives us 5. So the rain barrel will lose 1 and 5/32 gallons in 1 minute. Convince me. How are multiplicative inverses used in division with rational numbers? Well, when we do stay, change, flip, the flip part is where the multiplicative inverses or reciprocals are used. So that's when we flip the fraction, we make the reciprocal. Example number 2. Divide a positive number by a negative rational number. So we're doing a positive by a negative. Simplify. Complex fraction has a fraction in the numerator, the denominator, or both. Remember that I said if it's a fraction, we can put dots and just write a division problem, which is exactly what they did. They took the first number, the one that was on the numerator, and divided it by the second number that was on the denominator. Got mad, made them into both, the first one just into an improper fraction. Then stay, change, flip, multiply straight across, and as always, reduce and make into a proper fraction. So I want you guys to try A, B, and C, and then check back on your work. So the first one we're going to do 1 2/5 divided by -1/5. So I'm going to use this room over here. 1 2/5 divided by -1/5. Get mad, this makes it 7/5 divided by -1/5. Stay. stay 7/5, change to multiplication, and flip. Multiply straight across, that gives us negative 30 over 5. All right, B, you can just put in your calculator. Negative 0.4 divided by 0.25 gives us negative 1.6. 7/8 stays, change to multiplication, use the reciprocal. Gonna give us negative 28 over 24, which we can reduce by 4 to equal 7 over 6, which is 1 1/6. Oh, I forgot all along my negative. Make sure you're very careful. And last but not least, turn D into a fraction. 7/10, 0.7, it's in the tens place. 7/10 divided by, let's get mad, 7 over 6. Don't forget your negative. Stay, change, flip. So we are going to have negative 42 over 70, which we can divide both of those by 14. To give us 3 over 5, negative 3 over 5. Example 3, dividing rational numbers with the same sign. Biggest part here, the rest you know. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. So they had a fraction and a decimal. They turned the negative 3/4 into a decimal, plug it into your calculator, and we know a negative divided by a negative should give us a positive answer. So I want you guys to try A, B, and C on your own. Pause, and then press play to check your answers. The answer to A is 5/6. If you did not get that answer, follow along my work. You want to change both to fractions, then to improper fractions, stay, change, flip, multiply straight across, and reduce. Your answer to letter B is negative 2 2/3. If you didn't get that, check my answer, check my work. I wrote it horizontally, stay, change, flip. I got an improper fraction, so I made it proper. Here's your answer for, oh, I just erased it. Your answer for C is 3. Stay, change, flip, multiply across, and reduce. 90 divided by 30 is 3. Last but not least, the answer for D is 2 1/6. If you did not get it, follow along my work. I changed the 0.5 into 5/10, made them both fractions. Stay, change, flip, multiplied straight across, reduced, and made it into a proper fraction. So, main thing, if the signs of the dividend are the same, it is positive. So same thing. If it's the same, it's positive. If they're different, it's negative. Can we now say, I can divide rational numbers? Have a great day, guys.